Oh, hey, we're back with some condensed go, and guess what? Today's game is the closest game ever. It's a long one, so I'm going to fly through it. We won't spend too much time on the individual moves, but it's the closest game you can possibly have. This game came down to the last half point. So let's just dive right in. I was black, got the first move, 10k up against white, 10k. Nice even game, and we'll each take a corner. White attacks the upper right. Sure, we play a little defense. We bounce to the left-hand corner. Okay, now we're back over to the right. And I haven't looked at this game in a while. This is from about a year ago. And just from the archives, and I had a note that it was as close as it could possibly be. Ooh, black or white's trying to peek his way into that corner, but sealed him off, and then we go on the offense. I like that. Split. Look at that move. That was nice. We put him into some forcing moves, and we cut this group right off. Right, that group's in trouble. It's only got 3 liberties right now. We can attack that, but white chose to go over here, the right side instead. Interesting. We defend that, sure. Then he backs off. Why not? Then I apparently don't want him to get that right-hand side, so we jump into a tight little space there on the right-hand corner. White, with that move, actually, I like White's play there because he's taking this group here that's kind of closed off from everything else, and he's trying to link it up right here, right? He's trying to bridge the gap from this stone to this stone, and that does a pretty nice job, and it seals me in, right? So all of a sudden, White gets a nice strong line there. But no, we don't want that to happen, so we try and cut him off. Okay, and we work our way up top, sure. A couple forcing moves. There we go. So now we're attacking. I like this. We're attacking this group up here while also expanding out, and we've kind of almost sealed this white group off, right? It's not going to get that much bigger. And then if that happens, I'd have a huge strong white line there, or sorry, black line, edge of my territory. Carrying on, white tries to get his way out. We put him into Atari. He links up, sure. He's on the run now, right? He recognizes that and completely ignores his one single stone there, so we kill him off. I like it. Looks like white's probably going to be safe down here. I'd say he's got some eyes built up there. It's not fully formed, but probably going to be okay. My group down here needs some attention, and so does this stone down there. There we go. So we build up a little bit of a base there on the right-hand side. White strengthens his corner while simultaneously attacking that stone out there on its own. Okay, so that got a little bit settled, right? We got some eyes in here. This group's gonna live. This group has tons of space to run. I can run to the right and connect up here. I can go out. I can probably will push this way, I imagine. Maybe with this next play. There we go. It's almost like I know how I play, right? Crazy. So we push left, and I like that. It's a big move, and it really strengthens these 3. Build a nice little base along the bottom. White tries to sneak his way in. Say, no way, Jose. He goes up the left-hand side there. We attack a little bit at the bottom, sure. And that's decent. Pause it right there. This group down here was a little weak for a while, right? But then we sort of resolved that, got it to be safe. And now look at the edge of my territory. That, all of a sudden, I have a nice strong wall there. We've sealed them off. We have this one coming out here. We got this group here. So all of a sudden, if I can play like, just looking at this now, if I can play like plays around there, a couple plays, that's all one big group now. So that would be ideal. See if that materializes. No, because white cuts and plays hard to get. Okay, sure enough. I like that play by white though. You do what you gotta do. Okay, so now we're just... White did a good job of kind of attacking this group from the left and building up at the same time. So this is a nice chunk of territory there on the left, right? And I didn't get a whole lot down here. He did a pretty good job of with that split here and then coming out this way. I didn't get to seal him in. Now he can run out to the middle of the board, right? So don't love how that played out for me. It was well played by white, and then he attacks up there in the upper left, as he probably should, so we put the pressure on, sure, take a kill. This stone of mine looks like it could be in trouble. Definitely definitely have to run out. I think I'm not going to be able to live. Maybe we can attack this single stone here, but see, it'd be interesting to see if I try and keep this stone. I bet I do try and keep this one. I probably play like here, or maybe here. What's my next play? Oh, actually, you know what? Looking at that, if I'm going to try and keep those two, I like that because I'm forcing white to play here. Otherwise, I'm going to kill this stone off and live. So it's a forcing move, and it just gives me a little bit more strength as opposed to having one stone. Now I have two. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liberties. That's way harder to kill off than a single stone. Much harder to put into Atari, so I like that. We force white. Whoops, we lose the camera. White responds just as we expected, and then we jump down. Okay, trying to build a bit of a base, see if white responds, and then we come out. So we can probably get at least one eye here, and we're no real further behind than we were when this was just a single stone. We can still run out here, try and make something happen, or connect up to this bottom group or maybe the top group. We can still threaten this group here. But previously that was just one little stone out here all by himself, and with a couple moves, we'll get an eye and we still can run out. So we're way further ahead while also pressuring this stone. So that actually, I think, was a nice little battle in my favor. White is definitely weak up here, and he's attacking. There we go. And now he's on the run a little bit because you can see he's got no eyes with this group or this group. He could get one in there if he plays here, but then he's got to run out or get another eye built in there somewhere. So he runs a little bit, trying to build up some framework. Sure, and okay, I don't mind this. Maybe not the location, but it seems like the time of the game to maybe throw one into the middle of the board. This is wide open. Just at a glance, without over-analyzing it, I maybe would have played lower. Something like this. This feels a little high, but we'll see how white responds. Okay. Keeping in mind, this group was still on the run, right? I should have maybe been attacking that a bit more. And there we go. We threatened to cut, and we do get the cut because he's a little spaced. And white's now in trouble again with this group up here. He's got 3 liberties with a cutting point. He's probably going to have to link up there. All right, he saves it, sure. He's still in trouble though. Okay. Let me attack that stone. I like how the middle of the board is playing out for me, actually. We're pressuring this group. We're pressuring this group. And while also my attacking groups are safe. We got this black group up in the corner. Oh, that's a rough outline. We got this group, which is kind of expanding out. So that's all one group, I should say, right? There we go. And we got this group up here, and we got this group here, and they're all kind of pushing in to the center of the board. I can draw it again. And these white groups are running in those same directions, right? They're running in. So he's on the run in the middle. I like what's happening there. We attack his single stone. Sure, that's a good play for white because he's bridging this group over here, this group here, and he's effectively making that bridge, I think, with one play, more or less. There's still some potential cuts there. I'm trying to live as well. There, we put him in pressure. So he's probably going to live, realistically. I have lots of forcing plays here, but okay, so he's probably going to have an eye here. He's got another one. Maybe not, actually. He might be forced to have one eye with these groups and keep on having to run. So we'll see. Actually, you know what? He's going to be fine. He'll get an eye in here or here. Plus, he's got a connection now up here, right? So white's realistically not going to get killed up here. And in fact, he kills me. Yikes. Okay. So now he's totally safe. That's a big loss for me because if I had killed one of those off, that would definitely swing the momentum of the game into my favor. It seems pretty even right now. White got off to a bit of a start, I think, in terms of an advantage, but I think I clawed my way back there with a little bit of a battle. If I could have killed off this group up here or this group here, I think that would have swung it in my favor significantly. Oops, lost camera again, and we're back. All right, so now we're 159 moves in. We are just over halfway, so I'll speed this up. Those are kind of the big parts of the game, right? Like the big plays. We're battling a little bit in the middle now, sure. We get the odd kill. Ooh. Why didn't I seal him up there? I guess he could have forced me. Yeah. White did a good job of weaseling his way in here. Oh, and he gets a nice kill. This group of mine's dead. He snuck his way in, and I was just too vulnerable. I could have capped him off earlier by playing there, but then I only had one liberty here, and then this group would be under threat as well. So we sacrificed a couple stones up there. Not great. There we go. He took the kill. Good on you, White. Good on you. Shifting focus to the left-hand side. Sure. Oh, and he's got a... Oh, no, okay. Killed him off there. This is more like endgame type stuff, right? Nothing big. That's a decent little play. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, kind of worked out in my favor, sure. Yeah, funny little battle up there. Okay, then we go down to the bottom. So now we're 223 moves in. We got 50 moves left, but like I said, I think this is going to be mostly endgame type stuff. Looks like we're just sealing up the weak spots here, fighting over the corners, taking a couple kills, sure. And at this point, I probably realized, hey, this is a close game. I should be fighting for these little spots. If I can get 2 or 3 points with a play, I should probably take it. Or if there's any little kills I can make. Doesn't seem to be happening with Threaten. Cut me off there. Sure, that didn't. I'm going to end up taking those 3. That's a nice little win for me. He wasted a couple plays, sure. Oh, that's a bold throw in. What are you doing there? Yeah, nothing. He abandons it. Okay, sure. Gets his eyes up there. No problem. Fighting over the middle. Got a couple points in there. Decent. Threaten up at the top. We're now 270 moves in. We can pretty much wrap this up. We're fighting over scraps. I have a last minute threat there. He's probably not going to allow that to happen, sure enough. And there we go. 283 moves in. We both end up passing. Analyze the game. Whoops, maybe not analyze. I want to go back. I want to estimate the score. White, 5.6. That's weird that it wasn't 0.5, but White won by half a point. Half a point. That was a 283-point game, and White won by half a point. Man, it doesn't get any closer than that. That was a battle. We each got some kills, right? Like we each took our lumps, got some punches in, some little battles. We duked it out. A lot of little groups, little pinches and things like that. Didn't end up with a lot of big groups. Like, how many groups do we end up having here? We got black up here. We got, actually, this is a big group. I take that back. That looked like, oh, I'm totally wrong. That's actually like one massive group. It looked like 4 little groups. In total, we end up with just 3 groups. Not what it looked like at a glance, but managed to link some of those up, which worked in our favor. And we had some good moments, but man, that's as close as it gets. Half a point after all that time, man. Even game, I love that. 10K against 10K. When you have an even opponent, those are nice. When there's not someone who's clearly better, and it really comes down to the game and strategy and those little battles. So anyway, we can end it there, wrap it up. That was a little faster actually than expected, given how long that game was. But sometimes those close ones are fun. This could have swung either way. You know, we could have killed this group, we could have killed this group, and hands down would have won the game if that had happened. So, and White got a little kill down here at the bottom. If you remember, he poked his head through and ended up getting a little kill up here. So, good job for White. Better luck next time for me, and we'll see you in the next one. So until then, thanks for watching. I'll try and pump out some more. Let's go. Bye for now.